Hello and welcome back. It's been almost 2 years now since the B4C made it back onto the road. We got it started up, running, and driving again. And there's a number of reasons why it took this long to make an update. For one, this isn't the only project we have. We got the GTA, there's a 79 Camaro RS in the trailer out there that needed a new fuel tank and some other odds and ends. There's a 72 Le Mans Endura we have that has needed odds and ends, and family vehicles, and a Jeep that needed a complete front axle rebuild. So we finally, a couple months ago, started being able to make a little bit more progress on this again. And it never went backwards from the last time you saw it, but it's just been a really slow going of the forwards. We were able, it always started up whenever we needed to move it. We store it in a trailer, much like you saw in the first episode. And the second episode, that trailer is what we store the vehicle in when we don't have garage space for it. Normally, the 79 Camaro is sitting in this spot. So, what has been happening to this car? As you saw at the end of episode 4, we were battling some transmission shifting issues. Or hopefully you read the note at the bottom. Well, anyway, the problem we were running into is, of many, is the shifts would not line up with the indication. So, for example, say you wanted park. Well, park was hard to find. The pole would rarely engage, which made it a little sketchy sometimes. Reverse was about here, in between park and reverse. Neutral was about here-ish, almost at reverse, and drive was like there, and we couldn't get it any lower than that. The shifter just seemed way too bound up. It would not go lower. And what we also encountered was when you would drive down the road, it would not shift into overdrive. So first things first, to fix the shifts not lining up at all, hard to get in gears, couldn't shift it lower than overdrive, we sourced a used shift cable from a very nice guy named Brandon, who does a lot of third-gen parts. Put that better used shift cable in this car. Now we have all the gears line up properly. It goes into park well. Happy days there. For the overdrive problem, first things first, not only did we not have overdrive before, we didn't even have fourth gear. We ended up tracking that problem to this plug here. This plug goes on kind of the top area of the 4L60 700R4. I know, it's back and forth for 92. It's weird. It's technically a 700R4, but for some reason the service manual, it says it's a 4L60. They're essentially the same, except when you really get into more modern 4L60. Regardless, this plug is what's in charge of actuating fourth gear and overdrive. Well, as you can see, it's brokey. And not only is it brokey, one of the pins are bent. It was not functional. So, sourced another plug, wired in the new plug. Now we have fourth gear. Awesome. Couldn't get overdrive, which was strange. But overdrive is still, it's not self-actuated. We can plug in a Tech 2 and manually actuate torque converter lockup was not engaging. Now we could plug in the Tech 2 and engage a torque converter lockup, but it's not doing it by its own. In the process of hooking up the Tech 2 to the car, we also figured out that the coolant temperature sensor that talks to the ECU was foobar. It read negative 34 degrees. Well, it's cold. It's getting colder in Michigan this time of year. However, it is not negative 34. It was about, 50-ish. So, luckily, because we have two L98 powered third gens, I have a lot of spare sensors. Plug a new sensor in. That issue is fixed. Still isn't engaging overdrive. We're still trying to dive through the wiring, which is very molested in this car, unfortunately, to try to fix that issue. Second major issue you saw at the end of the fourth video there, or maybe that I mentioned. I hope I mentioned it in the end of the fourth video. In case I didn't, the rear brake line popped. So we weren't having rear brakes, which made it really interesting for loading it on and off the trailer. These tires are from '96. They're hard, they're rocky. Only having front brakes on a wood trailer ramp, it got a little etch-a-sketch sometimes. You can kind of see on the floor of the garage here some of the evidence of that. You pull it into somewhere with a polished floor and it'd just do a standing burnout. Big block style. Alcohol big block style. So, that was one of this. So, as you can see, it's crusty. Crusty, brokey, more importantly. So, ordered up a set of factory imitation brake lines for the rear axle. Now we have rear brakes again. The calipers are still pretty hung up, so it will need new calipers at some point. Ironically, that's an issue I'm going to fix tomorrow on that car. So, we have rear brakes again. We have a transmission that has at least 4 gears, just no torque converter lockup yet. Other than that, the car has remained mostly the same. I'll insert some video of us taking it for a cruise when we were testing on the transmission.
Try it?
Yeah, give it a whirl.
Okay, here we go. Here is
first. Second. What the heck is going on? Alright, we're in L gear. Oh, there's first.
It does stumble quite a bit when you tip into it.
It does. I'm wondering if that's just because we never timed it.
Yeah, there it goes. What is that? It goes through it.
Right.
2.
grab torque converter lockup the moment you do it.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna let it shift this time. And I just went up into neutral to make sure that's where we were. And there we are. It's got that stumble. I forgot our position sensor something, but then it pulls right hard after it. Okay, there was 1, 2 there.
Okay.
3, 4.
Just kind of seems to be holding that at the moment. Brakes work though.
Yep.
Really well.
Yeah, it'll let out here. We're really kind of sailing through here a little fast. Oh, that might have been it. I just saw the tach jump down for no good reason.
Yeah. Well, it's lower.
It's a little hard to tell when you tip back into it. Yeah, I think so. Because we're at 60 and we're at 4.
Yeah.
I think it went.
Maybe you just needed to get it warmed more.
Yeah. It'll boomerang back around again. Well, we're going to leave it right there. Dave's cleaning out his truck or something. Okay, here we go. There's that first. Ooh.
It's idling.
Well, yeah, that's the
Oh, now it's back.
Tack. I don't even know what that is. Maybe that'll help us solve some of the mysteries. Yeah, no, it felt kind of, yeah.
So you can get an idea of, it still runs pretty good. We actually timed it more properly. Actually took some more time. Before we were kind of just doing it, you know, by the ear and the throttle pedal. Try to feel it out. So it's properly timed now. It's running quite a bit better. There's still a few more oddities in the running that we need to work out. But it is now a car that can go down the road semi-safely for tires from 96. It will need tires, obviously. The current plan is still the same. We want to just get this car to something that we can enjoy. You know, not necessarily a Concord condition at the moment. We really just want to make it look like a Survivor. That includes getting the spotlight in. If we can source a light bar soon and effectively, we'll try to do that. If not, so be it. We might just have to run without it for now. And actually put a proper tank in it. The boat tank is working pretty dumb good, considering it was just a get it running concoction. But, you know, having more than 5 gallons of capacity is nice when you're trying to cruise a car. Man, what else? I mean, that's basically the update for this car. It's running. It's driving. It's a slow improvement. I'm hoping to make more progress on it soon. Unfortunately, it's just been time constraints. Anyway, so that is the update on the B4C. Hopefully we'll be able to make some more progress quicker than 2 years before you get an update. But that's how it sits right now. We have worked on it. It hasn't been rusting. Look, it's in the garage. It's covered. It's not just in a trailer. It's getting attention. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll get you an update on this soon. I'm also gonna record some stuff about, you'll start seeing some content with this car soon. I've been getting into the autocrossing of it. So, keep an eye out for that. See ya.